Good everybody, and welcome back to the kitchen. Today we are going to be making a feta and onion pie, tart pie thing. So let me show you what we're going to do. Right, I have got my onions in here. I've got 4 onions in here with a couple of tablespoons of balsamic vinegar and a couple of tablespoons of brown sugar and probably way too much butter. Oh, don't forget, all the recipes are at the end of the video, okay, so don't panic. I have pieced together, it looks a bit like Frankenstein. I had a couple of pieces of flaky pastry. If you've got puff pastry in your fridge, then use that. And I've just lined this deep pie dish. I'm going to be cooking for 4 today, so have a look at the recipe. You can always double it and then put it into a roasting dish if you need to. So let me cook this off. And just going to put it onto the oven, onto the stovetop rather, and cook it off until the onions are nice and caramelized. Should take about 10 minutes. Decided at the last minute that we're not going to have enough veg to put into this pie, so I cut up some sweet potatoes, okay, or some orange kumara as they're called here in New Zealand, and I'm going to put a bit of oil into the fry pan and I'm going to fry them off with a little bit of garlic to flavour them up. In an ideal world I would roast them, but I haven't got time, so I'm going to do that. Right, they're doing their thing nicely, nearly cooked, and these are still going, so I'm going to let them brown off a little bit more. There's quite a bit of juice in there, can you see that? That's all got to reduce so that there's no juice. The more less juice that we have, the more flavour it's going to have in the onions, and that's what we want. So I'll let those cook off for a bit longer and show you what we're doing over here. Meanwhile, I have cracked 7 eggs. It's supposed to be 6, but I've got 7. So the recipe's going to say 6, so don't ask me about that. Okay, I've cracked them into here, and for all you people overseas, I love you overseas, a dozen eggs over here is $13. $13, so that's just like daylight robbery. So I've got my pie crust over here, my eggs here, and I am going to put in some pouring cream. So I'll put in a cup of pouring cream into here and just give it a whisk up with some salt and pepper, and then show you what that looks like in a minute when we put it all together, eh? I ended up by transferring it to this fry pan that I had the kumara in, because it's got all that gorgeous caramelized flavour underneath. So I want to use that. I want to get that into my onions. So I'll show you what that looks like in a minute, eh? I'll probably cook it off for another maybe 2 minutes, and then that should do. I've added my caramelized onion on top of my kumara, and now I am just going to pour the egg all over it while trying to hold this phone steady. Whoop, that'll do. Terrific. Okay, from here I've got some feta cheese here that I got on special. Now a lot of people ask me, what sort of cheese do you use, or what sort of ingredients do you use? I use whatever's on special. If it's not on special, I don't buy it. Okay, so you've got to be careful about what you're buying and aware of your budget, I guess. You know, if you haven't got the money, then, or if you're money short, which it is at the moment, then don't get it. So I'm going to crumble half of this feta cheese on top, and then I'll show you what that looks like after I've added a little bit of grated cheese on top as well. Then I'll show you before it goes into the oven. My oven is heating at 180 degrees. I'm just going to trim this bad boy, and then I'm going to put it into the oven. Okay, so I'll see you soon. Check that out. Doesn't that look good? I let it cool down before I cut it so that it didn't sort of collapse on itself. Let's try it. So I don't want to poison you guys, eh? Let me get this. Hang on. It's so flipping good. Try it just in case it's poison. That is really good. That is so good. Now, if you're not into kumara and things like that, swap it out. Okay, if you've got pumpkin at home, then put pumpkin in it. If you've got leek at home, put leek in it. It's all good. Okay, so that's our recipe for this week. I hope you guys are well. Please be kind to each other. There's so many rotten things that are happening in this world that you just need to start looking beyond yourself and thinking about what simple things you can do to cheer people up. I hope you guys are well. Take it easy, and we'll see you soon. Ka kite anō.